All right. Well, gonna move on to the Europe side, and just like what Mr. JB said, result good or bad, it were the so-called people will kind of move on. But the one result that everyone's talking about is the opening match of the Premier League. Brentford with a big shock win over Arsenal 2-0. So I'm just gonna have a brief touch on that. I'm gonna start first for this because I am pissed. I am mad with seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, as for us Singaporeans fans, we watch this match at 3 a.m. Okay, and as an Arsenal fan to watch this at 3 a.m., it is disappointing to say the least. Basically, what I see is just the same as last season, just with new players a little bit, but same system, same playing style, same problems, same issues, same old Arsenal. I have no idea where are they gonna go from here. And the next two match, Arsenal is gonna face Chelsea and Man City. So I'm just gonna have a lot of prayers before every Arsenal game now. And I'm probably not gonna wear Arsenal jersey for the next few weeks. I don't know, but we'll see. I'm gonna go with Mr. JB first for this. Share with me your thought about the Brentford match opening game against Arsenal. And yeah, so far some of the matches that's going on tonight, you can share with us a little bit as well.
Okay, since I'm going first, well, I usually don't comment much on preseason friendly, so I'm not gonna talk about the Brentford game because it's just preseason, right? I don't think I don't think that's the Premier League,
What, you mean the
right?
Brentford win Arsenal?
Yeah, yeah,
It's a
yeah,
Premier League.
correct. No, 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 it's a preseason. Arsenal is carrying on their preseason form. That's what
Oh,
happened.
right.
The
I see
real
what you
Premier League
mean.
starts. The real Premier League starts tonight at 7:30 p.m. Singapore time. All right, Arsenal at 3 a.m. I was asleep. That was a preseason friendly. So I don't know. I'm just gonna give Arsenal a benefit of a doubt. Okay, so preseason friendly, fine. You want to continue losing, so be it. But the next game against Chelsea, that will be your first Premier League season game. Ateta, you better pull up your socks, man, because I
Yeah.
mean just to be frank, all right, the game is at 3 a.m. I don't watch the game, but the result is still
I'm
a
glad you
shocker.
never watched the game. That's all I
Yeah,
can
no,
say.
yeah. I mean, come on,
Maybe
Arsenal
okay.
are
Well,
pick.
I mean, you're not an Arsenal fan, so you should be enjoying seeing an underdog team winning opening game. This is their first ever
Of
Premier League return since very
of
long time.
course,
You know.
of course. I mean, so far, at least the past 2 seasons, as far as those newly promoted clubs, I'm very impressed with them. I mean, look at Leeds right now and all that. So let's hope that Brentford is one of those teams as well. You don't just get promoted just for one season and then just slack off and go like, yeah, we're not good enough, we're going back down. At the end of the day, you want to stay in the most watched league in the world. That's where the revenue is.
Yeah.
That's where everything is. So please stay. So yes, I mean, I didn't watch the game, but if this is the kind of form and this is the kind of statement you're gonna make, this is the kind of statement you're gonna make. It's the first game of the season.
I mean, it's
Well,
all about
I still
impression.
regard it
You
as
know,
a
you're
preseason.
creating
Yes,
impression of how the rest of the season will
exactly.
go.
Exactly. It's the first game, right? So-called first game of the season. To me, it's still preseason, but yeah, who cares what I think? And you know, you are at home. The fans are coming back this season. Hey, make a statement, make a mark. Too bad it's against Arsenal, lah. So too bad for Arsenal, right? So to me, at the end of the day, Brentford, credit to them. This is how you want to make a statement. This is how you want to show that, hey, I'm no pushover, man. You're gonna come at our stadium. This is what you're gonna get. So there's that. For Arsenal, same old Arsenal again and again. I don't know what's going up at the top, but come on, man. You need to start getting rid of the deadwood. Start getting some players in. I don't know whether it's a financial situation or just the boss doesn't want to do it, or is it Arteta? I don't know, but come on, guys, wake up from the preseason already. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Harun Nazri, over to you. You can bash me all you want. I'm an Arsenal fan listening to this.
But I'm not gonna bash you. I'll be very upfront with my thoughts. I actually stayed up to watch the match. I did not sleep prior. I stayed up all the way, and I ended up getting sleep at 6 plus a.m.
Yeah.
Then only I went to sleep after I text you.
Yeah.
So um, the first impression, that I got when I saw them playing Arsenal is that the first impression that I got was I feel like Arteta is trying to give opportunities to youngsters. That's one. But also at the same time, I feel that his hands are tied. He don't have the players that maybe he wants in the team. It was already surprising enough to not see Aubameyang or Lacazette. Apparently they were sick just before the match. And I think that was a little bit funny. I think that was a bit, whatever the hell that was happening. The makeup of the squad, Arsenal, for me, Arsenal's best days, 1998, 1999, no, 1998, Invisible season.
No, Invisible was 2000,
2003. I go way back when the rivalry between Arsenal and United were at its peak. And that is my benchmark, for United and Arsenal. So seeing Arsenal as what they are today, I'm a football fan. I'm a football lover. I'm a football fanatic. Before I was a coach, I supported United. Once I transitioned into coaching, I watch all matches. I debunk my support for United with all the nonsense after they sacked Jose Mourinho. So, if I were to compare, of course we can't compare. It's two different eras, two different times. But I think they're just slipping away. I think they're just slipping and slipping and slipping. And if things are not done proper, and if the people up top, it's a bit sad for me to say this because Arsenal is Arsenal, man. They have dynasty behind them. They have legacy. They have history behind them. And to see them falling off and off and off, it's a bit sad because they're not supposed to be where they are. And I feel this is just mismanagement at top, and it trickles down to the team manager, and then it trickles down to the players. So the question is how? How is it going to be better? I feel if his hands are tied and players want to leave, by all means, go. And I'm speaking about starting tired coach. If players want to leave, go ahead. They have a huge wage structure. On their shoulders. Get rid of the players that want to go. Ease up on your money matters. And then a true mark of a top-class coach is if when your hands are tied, when you have to work with youngsters, when you don't have top-class players, and when you get the results, then you are a top-class coach. I feel. I'm not saying he's not a top-class coach, because we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have all that. But say, example, if really his hands are tied, you go work with your youngsters because they have great talents. They have Emma Smith Rowe, they have Saka, they have Martinelli. Not bad of a squad, not bad of a young. Yeah, they have good young players. So if your hands are tied, start working with youngsters. Get rid of all those deadwood players that don't want to be there. Aubameyang buying cars for what purpose? Lacazette making IG stories or whatever bullshit. Cut all that crap. Put all that aside. Focus on your football. Get rid of these players. Focus on your youngsters. Get rid of these players. And then try to balance the checkbook. And then we see where you can go from there. You have to have a realistic target. And for me, if Arsenal's realistic target for this season is finishing in top 4, that's bullshit, rubbish. Finishing in the top 6, 50-50. Finishing top 8, priority, I feel. And this is as an outsider.
I mean, this is
Finish in the
considered
top 8.
what realistically Arsenal fans should do.
Yeah, I feel a realistic target for them would be finish in the top 8, have a good run in one of the cup competitions. And then that's a great season for us, I feel. Yeah.
All right. Well, basically, what we're gonna do now, of course, yes. As of now, recording, there are some matches that are going on now, including. I just wanna, I guess, give a shout to Manchester United now being on top, winning 5-1 over Leeds. Maybe Mr. JB, you're a Man United fan. I'll let you take this time to share, and you did watch, I'm pretty sure. Bruno Fernandes with a hat trick, Pogba with 4 assists. You must be a happy Man United fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, definitely a dream start. Because looking at the lineup at first, I was like, okay, it's the same as last season. It's exactly the same as last season. I mean, if
Yeah,
you look at the starting lineup, right? The starting
yeah,
11.
yeah.
But I don't know. Surprisingly, I believe that after the Euros, it's a blessing in disguise. Really. I think that the Euros actually brought out some of the, I mean, it brings out some of the best in some of United players. Pogba, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw. I believe I don't know, they just rejuvenate themselves. I'm not too sure. Bruno as well. So, I mean, again, let's not get carried away. The league is a marathon, not a sprint. But just looking at today's game, I just have to say one thing, man. Uh, I don't know if it's age or something, but it gets quite tiring to celebrate all 5 goals every time. Like the first goal, the scream is the loudest. By the time the fifth goal come, I just ran out of celebration. I just give a thumbs up. It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, credit to them being given. I think
Yeah, it is credit for Man United. I mean, it seems like every time Man United against Leeds at Old Trafford, we can now kind of
yeah,
expect a very high scoring game.
yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, it's the Roses derby, right? But
Yeah,
again, credit to Leeds as well because I believe at the start of the second half, I think they managed to pull one back. So again, that's
and that
almost
was
like a
that was
scare.
a wonderful goal actually.
Oh yeah, I believe among those goals, I think the Leeds one is quite nice. So yeah, I mean, it's almost a scare again, but again, I mean, I believe that we do have enough quality uh, United, and I think this season with the sales that we did, the players that we got, I think it's no excuse this time.
Yeah,
I really hope that we can really really challenge the title. Of course, winning it is how to say it's great. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because we finished second last season. We were in the Europa League final. So this season, I definitely hope more, to hopefully bring at least, I don't know, one or two silverwares
yeah.
because the quality that we have, I think, is good enough. At least, even if you still can't get the league, at least try, to get something, somewhere, probably the FA Cup or whatever. Because, a club like United, who's so used to trophies,
So
you
used
are
to that.
definitely going to have that. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, we're so used to trophies. Of course, not the past 6 seasons or so, but yeah. So again, I kind of forget that feeling how to get a trophy. So you know, again,
Well,
I feel
technically,
that
you guys could have gotten one if you guys did win Villarreal last season in the final. But
come on, let's
Ernest
not
did
let's
predict on point Villarreal winning
uh,
penalties. So yeah, you can
you know
check
what I'm
it out in the
saying.
previous episodes and all. But
Yeah, let's not go there. Yeah, let's
like
not go there.
just
Mm.
one more question I have, Nazi, before we go to our predictions. The unveiling was the highlight of their 5-1 victory as well. The unveiling of Rafael Varane to start off and announce their signing in the middle of the crowd. And how good must that feel for the fans and that signing? How much do you think this is going to boost Man United?
Look, Rafael Varane, great player. I think he has won everything that needs to be won in world football, right? I think he's won the World Cup. He has won
Yeah,
the Champions League.
yeah.
I don't think he has won the UEFA Cup. Uh, I
The Club World
think
Cup?
of course, Club World Cup he has won. I think he's won whatever trophies that needs to be won in the Spanish league. So they're getting a great player. Um, I wouldn't say great player. They're getting a good player, a player who has history of winning, and that will only rub towards the rest of the players in the squad as well. But I second what Mr. JB mentioned. With the amount of investments that they have made this season, I think it's about time that they start winning. I won't put the league as a priority. I cannot say they're not going to put the priority as the league as a priority. That would be wrong. But if they can finish off the season with at least 2 silverwares, I think it's never enough when you're Manchester United. It's
Yeah.
never enough with the brand that they have, with the amount of money that they have, the global reach that they have as their club. It is never enough to just win 2 titles, but it'll be a good start for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It'll be a good start for new signings, and uh, hopefully, but if they don't do that, I'll be the most happiest person in the world.
But yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
can understand that because of what they did to Jose Mourinho, but we'll put that up for another day. Now comes the prediction time. We're just going to predict who is going to be relegated, the bottom three clubs, and the top six. Basically, the top four going to Champions League, the top six going to Europa. No offense to the Europa Conference League. No offense. I don't think that should be a priority for most of the clubs or any club. Top six should be a priority for most of the clubs, and relegation should be priority to most clubs that should be avoided, you know? So I'm going to go first for this, the three clubs to relegate. Now, initially, I do think Brentford might go down, but after seeing what they play against Arsenal, I might put a question mark now. But I'm going to put this in sequence. Southampton to be number 18, Norwich to be 19, and could be hard, but Watford to be 20th. I feel Brentford could just scrape at the 17 or 16 somewhere there. I'm just gonna put it, or maybe it could be Arsenal who's scraping it. But my bottom three, I'm gonna pick Southampton, Norwich, and Watford. Reason being, okay, I think I'm just gonna go Norwich first. Very straightforward. Norwich is just a yo-yo club, up and down. They come up to the Premier League, they go down in Championship. They know how to win the Championship, but they cannot stay in the league. They're just a yo-yo club. For Watford, no offense to Watford, but because the owner has a tendency to change their managers like they change clothes, so I don't think they're gonna really stay up in the Premier League as well if they were to follow the method. But if they were to stick to one manager as per how they bring up from Championship, they might have a chance. And lastly, I'm saying Southampton. Reason being because they sold Danny Ings, which is their main goal source. And to be fair, most of the goals that Southampton scored last season was thanks to Danny Ings. And they sold Danny Ings to Aston Villa now. And they replaced with Adam Armstrong. No offense. I mean, I know him, but I don't know how good is he in the league. How is he really gonna be a good replacement for Danny Ings? We don't know. And it's basically the same squad. They never really seems to change, never really seems to try and sign some young talent or gems from across the country and all. And I'm not saying Ref Hassan Huttel is a bad manager, but you can see how much deep in form they were last season. Last season, they managed to reach first. They were on top of the Premier League at one point, and they say stop the count, like the Donald Trump kind of tweet. And then they dipped so far to the point where they were having a relegation scare at one point, and they dropped till what, 16, 17 last season. So I feel that this is based on towards the end of last season form. If Southampton were to follow that way, then without a doubt, they should be the one to go there. So that's my pick. Next up, I'm gonna go to Harnazi first. 3 relegation clubs and why?
Okay, Faiz, you mentioned Watford as one of your choice for relegation.
Yeah.
They're leading 2-0 against Aston Villa now.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh god.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with my prediction. Yeah.
Okay.
Three clubs which I think is gonna get relegated. This is off the cuff. I'm not prepared. So I think first one, I'm not gonna say who's gonna finish 20th, 19th, or 18th. I'm just gonna go with 3 clubs which I feel is gonna get relegated. First, Burnley. I'll say my choices first. First is Burnley. Second is Newcastle. Third is Norwich City. So Burnley,
Newcastle.
I think, yeah. So even after they signed 25 million for Willock, which I don't understand, how can that guy be worth 25 million? But that's for another day. So, Burnley, I think last season, actually they scraped by, if I'm not wrong. I might be wrong, but I think
they scraped by.
Them and Sean Dyche, the manager, it has been a fairy tale journey for them in the Premier League. But I think it's going to catch up with them. And I think this season, with investments being made by some of the clubs, I think this is the season where they're gonna get caught out. We don't hear anything about Burnley. So yeah, I think just based on that, I won't say the deep in form that they had last season, but them scraping through the season the last season, I think that made them one of my choices for relegation. And then I'm gonna move on to Newcastle. Look, uh, Steve Bruce did an excellent job. I feel he did an excellent job last season with Newcastle, keeping them up. Not only did he keep them up, he keep them up some places above the bottom three. I
Yeah,
might be wrong.
yeah, they were,
So
I believe, in 12 or 13.
yeah, so and that's brilliant coming from a club like Newcastle with the ownership issues and whatnot. But I think again, they're gonna get caught up. I think as of now, I watched the overlap where they had on YouTube where they had Gary Neville, Carragher, and Roy Keane speaking to some of the fans. You
Yeah.
guys should watch that.
Yeah.
And there was a lady who represented Newcastle as a fan, and she mentioned that they only left with two strikers. Newcastle, Callum Wilson, and I'm not too sure the other one.
Joe Linton.
I don't think it's Joe Linton as well. I'm not too sure.
Or
But
is
I
this
think
in
they are left
Maximin
with,
that is available now?
I'm not too sure as well. But an out and out striker, I think they have two left. I think Maximin he usually plays out wide. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut the story short. I think they're gonna get caught out. We haven't heard of any transfer stories. Joe Willock, 25 million. What the hell? I don't understand. He's not even a starter at Arsenal, man. So whatever is happening over there.
Yeah.
So Newcastle, Norwich City. Last season they spent in the Championship. The season before that they were in the Premier League. Brilliant performance. Out of the three clubs that I mentioned, actually Norwich City to me is the bogey club. They might or might not stay in the Premiership. I feel. If I'm not wrong, they won the Championship last season. Correct me if I'm wrong. They did.
Yes, they did.
Did they?
They did win the championship.
They won the Championship. They stuck with the same manager that brought them to the Premiership and got them relegated to the Championship. That's a sign or that's an omen of a good ownership or a good management.
Good relation,
That's why
something like how
a
Sean
good
Dyche.
relation. True. And I think that's why they're my bogey team. They can stay, they might not stay. But off the cuff, these are my choices.
All right. And Mr. JB, 3 relegation clubs for you this season.
Okay, for me, to pick 3, it's a bit tough. I'll give you guys extra. I'll pick like
Extra.
5 that I think may end up there, may not end up there. I don't know, but this is again at the top of my head. I have to agree with Hairul Nazri with regards to Burnley. I think they scraped through. I think this year is not good enough for them. They are gonna end up somewhere down. Norwich as well. Probably, I agree with Faiz as well on that up and down team. Sometimes okay, sometimes not okay. So I believe that. And here comes my 3, 4, and 5 choices that I think might be a surprise relegation. And yeah, the team number 3 that I think may end up is drum roll, please. No, I mean, you're not asking for drum roll. Is Wolverhampton, believe it or not. I don't know.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't know who's the new coaches. I have yet to actually read up more on them, but trust me, I think losing out on what's the guy's name?
Nuno
Esponino
Santos.
Santos. Yeah. Nuno Santos. I think he is the one that make Wolves where they are right now. So I'm not sure if the new manager is up to fill those big shoes for them. I really hope they can, but if they don't, then I think they may end up down there. Team number 4 that I think that probably is quite close to Wolves but may not be is Brighton. Brighton, yeah, Brighton also is one of those who scraped through last year. My man is over there, Neil Maupay, but that's for another discussion.
Almost every year.
Exactly.
Every year they consistently get 16 for some reason.
Exactly. Yeah, and again, for them, results is already proven is not great, but they do pull in some interesting performances. If you look at their matches, they are always a pretty interesting team. Again, very difficult to
They
predict.
do play good football.
Exactly. And the number 5 team that I think that can lump up together with Wolves and Brighton is Crystal Palace. I'm sorry, Patrick Vieira, but I don't know, man. I mean, just looking at your credentials, I really hope you prove me wrong. But again, I mean, his past managerial career isn't the most greatest achievement of them all.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he win any trophies or anything like that, although short stints. Although yes, I think he did I think Man City youth for a period of
Yeah.
time. I think yeah, but I'm not sure that one is as a coach or as an advisor. So yeah, again, I mean, I'm a bit skeptical on this player coach thingy. So yeah, so I believe that that's my pick. I think Norwich and Burnley is like a guarantee. And the other three, either Wolves or Brighton or Palace, they may end up filling up the final spot. So yeah, that's my take. And again, I mean, this is just offhand. Still very, very early in the season. Anything can happen, right?
Yeah, true. Anything.
Yeah, you know, anything can happen. Short hint at Arsenal. You know, you guys better be careful. So, so yeah, so that's my pick right there.
Okay, and so now we're gonna move up to the table a little bit. I'm not gonna go top four. We're gonna go with fifth and sixth, the Europa positions. So basically two clubs. I'm gonna pick these two clubs. As much as I would love to say Arsenal, as much as I would love to say Arsenal, but I think their problem and misery is gonna continue. They're probably not gonna get top six personally as Arsenal fan. Realistically, like what Harnazi said, I actually agree. In fact, to be honest, even before the Brentford match, I did predict Arsenal to win. That's just because of by heart supporting, by my brain. I know Brentford is going to cause an upset actually. So with that being said, I'm just going to move on. Fifth and sixth, I'm just going to pick two clubs. One of it is, this might be, okay, one of it is guaranteed, one of it is I'm not sure. The guarantee one to be in the fifth and sixth is Leicester. I'm going to say Leicester is guaranteed to be fifth and sixth. Reason being because they still keep all the good players. They bought some decent players. Yes, they have a big loss of Fofana being injured during the friendly, but they have a quality squad. And yes, I know getting goals may not be easy now because Vardy is aging, but Kelechi Iheanacho, he seems to be coming up towards the end of their last season. And, you know, he did score, you know, in the, I believe, Community Shield. You know, yeah. So, you know, they have a quality squad and they have a decent, or if not decent, I would say a good or great manager, Brendan Rodgers. You know, they really know how to stable themselves and they really want to staple themselves to be the top six club. That's what they want to do. You can see that from them. So I would say Leicester is pretty much almost a guarantee fifth, sixth. I mean, might be surprised. It could be get top four as well. But I feel this season top four might be a little bit too hard due to other teams, which we're gonna go on later. But the sixth spot, this one I'm a bit of a toss-up between the two. If Harry Kane stays, I would say Spurs. I hate to say it because as an Arsenal fan, we're supposed to hate them. But Spurs, if they keep Harry Kane, they are definitely number six. Because that Kane and Heung-min Son connection they have, if they maintain that from last season, if they can continue, plus with the new manager, Nuno Santo, who is not a bad manager, he's a decent manager. If they can get things together, and they did make some quality signings, like Christian Romero is a quality signing and all. So if they know how to just keep Harry Kane, they'll probably be a fighting chance for top six. But if they don't keep Harry Kane, my prediction, I'm actually gonna go, if it's not Spurs, it would be well, I'm just gonna throw it Arsenal. I'm just gonna throw it Arsenal. But it's a far-fetch. It's a far-fetch. Here's why. Because yes, Arsenal, if you notice, Arsenal tend to lose a lot in their opening season. This is not the first time Arsenal lose their first match. They have some shocking results over the season. And I, as an Arsenal fan, I know. So, you know, I remember they lost to Aston Villa in the first game after Aston Villa promoted back from Championship. Now they lost to Brentford. It's the same thing. Arsenal tend to have a very inconsistent season, but always towards the final run, they know how to pull some strings together. Except, and of course, I'm adding like the European competition and all. Arsenal doesn't have those kind of competition now. So with the quality of squad they have, there is no excuse for them not to fight for top six. There is no excuse for them to not to fight for top six. Not guarantee, but fight for it. I'm saying that they are guaranteed to be below Leicester, but at least fight with Spurs for it, because Spurs, we don't know whether they're gonna keep Harry Kane or not. So, Mr. JB, gonna move on to you. Your 5th and 6th Europa spot.
Okay, 5th and 6th. Let's go. Uh, pretty straightforward because I just formed this in my head. So, uh, 5th, I would definitely give to Liverpool.
Liverpool 5th.
They're gonna finish 5th. Yeah. Don't ask me why, but I'm just gonna put them at 5th.
Okay.
Reason being, I'm just gonna create a reason. I mean, they're not doing so well in the transfer window. I'm not too sure. They got that defender guy,
Konate,
Konate,
which we did review in the transfer window. Should check it out.
yeah, yeah. I mean, defense, all right, but I don't know. I think they're gonna hit normal form up and down as well. So I'm gonna go 5th with Liverpool. Yes, last season they managed to climb back up, I think, in the final third, but I mean, it's just my predictions. I'm gonna go 5th for them. They're gonna go happy Europa League. But number 6 for me, it will be the same like what Faiz mentioned. Two teams I'm gonna pick, but it's gonna be slightly different teams. Unless Arsenal do some signing, they will even reach there. That's why I'm not gonna mention Arsenal in 6 even. So for 6, I think I'm gonna go with Spurs or West Ham.
West Ham.
West Ham. I really feel that last season they did very well. Yes, it stands to Lingard. We all know that, but I do feel that club
But I
has
don't think they
potential.
make any
Uh,
signings, do they?
yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. But I believe that they do have the quality of their current squad right now. I do have some slight faith in Moyes to do well. So I put them at 6. So it's
From a former Man
between
United fan,
Spurs.
I think you know Moy as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I believe West Ham suits Moyes and Moyes suits West Ham. So, so I'm gonna go with either Spurs or West Ham for 6. 5th will be Liverpool. That's my pick.
All right, Harunazi, 5th and 6th for you.
Okay. It's pretty straightforward for me, the top 6. But we're gonna go with the 5th and 6th. 5th to me is gonna be Spurs. 6th, Leicester. That's my choice. 5th,
Wow.
Spurs with or without Harry Kane, because I think he's not irreplaceable. I think he's replaceable, Harry Kane. Even if he leaves to other club, I think there's ready-made replacement for him. We have Lucas Moura, we have Heung-min Son. So, if he goes the betterment of himself, challenge as a sportsman, go ahead. No one, whatever he does, no one can say a thing or two, because if he's doing it for the betterment of his career, why not? So that's my take. Spurs 5th, Leicester 6th. I think, I'm sorry to say, Faiz, this may break your heart, but I think Leicester is already the permanent replacement for Arsenal in the top 6 category. I think it's already cast in stone.
For the past 5 seasons, I would agree that. For the past 5 seasons, I would definitely agree.
True.
Because Arsenal has never been fighting for or putting any pressure in the top 6 ever since winning the league.
And the way I look at it, we always talk about the top 4 and then we upgrade to the top 6. In years to come, I feel we won't be talking about the top 6, but we'll be talking about the top 8 clubs. Because I think with the amount of money being pumped into football nowadays, anything can happen. Say, example, if the Spotify guy does decide to buy over your club, it's a red race for the title, man. So, 5th and 6th, Spurs and Leicester for me.
All right. And finally, we're going to go on to the top 4, the Champions League spot, and who's going to win the Premier League. Of course, it's just early days, but basically me, I'm not that football expert, because I just said about Eden Armstrong, don't know whether he can be a replacement for Danny Ings, and he just scored just now against Everton. So that's a great start for me. So I'm just going to, you can take my word or you can take our fellow pundits here, Harunazi and Mr. JB. My top 4. 4th for me is Liverpool. Third, for me, is Manchester United. Second, for me, is Manchester City. And first is Chelsea. It is a very bold prediction, but here's why. So I'm just going to break it down quickly. Liverpool, pretty much the same like what Mr. JB said about why he picked Liverpool as fifth. Yes, while they did try to strengthen their defense, we do have to know that they have a lot of players that were aging. They lost Gini Wijnaldum. Yes, they still have Naby Keita and Fabinho, Henderson, but mostly are aging. Some are injury prone, like Naby Keita was injury prone. And now I heard Shaqiri might be leaving. So, Salah is aging. Mane is still there, of course. Firmino, Firmino is inconsistent at times. Sometimes he can be the best assist in the world. Sometimes he can be the most quiet one in the world. So
Yeah, let's not forget the fossil James Milner right there.
fossil James, yeah, and I think I'm actually quite surprised with Liverpool transfer window this season. I mean, with the amount of achievement they made and the manager of Jurgen Klopp, the attraction should be more, is what I feel. Like players should be like, hey, I want to play for this manager in this club who is doing well. I'm not saying Liverpool is not doing well last season. Yes, last season is considered their worst compared to their previous two seasons where they win the Champions League and Premier League, but it seems like they are showing signs of falling off a bit. And that's should be a early worry sign. But if Klopp doesn't do anything about it, then it could be a worry sign for the future. Third, Manchester United. I'm sorry, Manchester United fans. I know you guys just won 5-1. I know you guys are singing praises high and wide. But my one reason only why they are third is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I'm sorry. Okay, they have the quality, they have the squad, they have the players, they have everything. But no offense, but the manager just do not know how to pull strings together at times. He can put on the best team, and then when the moment he tries to rotate, and then the fans will start to be confused, like, does Ole knows what is his best 11? This is not the first time, I'm sure Mr. JB will agree with me on this. This is not the first time that a lot of Man U fans says Ole doesn't know his first 11. Given the squad now they have, with a new players heading in, I still feel that, yes, performance-wise, players are going to play way better. I'm not saying that this is third, like far off from the first and second. I feel like Man United this season is in a title race. I feel like it's not the 2-horse race. It's actually 3 or 4 horse race between these top 4 right now. So don't be disheartened, Man United fans. But I would say you guys are in the title race, but not good enough just because I feel Ole just may not know how to rotate things, may not know how to, because like what Mr. JB said, is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You need to be very consistent. And consistent will be number 2, Manchester City. They are very consistent in their performance, but the only reason why I say they're number 2 is because they have not replaced a striker. Now, as of recording now, yes, a lot of talks about them wanting to buy Harry Kane. If they sign Harry Kane, I would put them first. But as of now, because they haven't signed Harry Kane, technically their only striker is Gabriel Jesus. I'm not banking on that. Second for me at best. Signing of Jack Grealish, we discussed in the previous episode, like what Mr. Ironazi said, we don't understand why there's a lot of players, creative players, in that position. And Pep signs him, which brings a lot of question. But it's still a good player, still a good squad, deserves to be second. First will be the Champions League winner of last season, Chelsea, especially with the major signing of Romelu Lukaku coming back from Syria to EPL to boost with Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Hakim Ziyech. What a squad they have. And a manager of Thomas Tuchel with the momentum and the matches that they're going through. They just won Super Cup just few days ago, and their momentum is on an all-time high. Jorginho having a wonderful season. They won the Champions League, Euro, and Super Cup. Jorginho is on a roll. So I feel like this season is Chelsea's season, because there's a saying like every 4 to 5 season, Roman Abramovich will threaten the manager so much to win the league, and then they will win the league every 4 or 5 seasons. They have not gone more than 5 years without winning an EPL so far. So that's my take. Harun Nazri, over to you. Top 4 teams.
All right. So, surprise, surprise, my top four choices are exactly the same as Faiz's.
Ooh.
Okay. But I think the reasoning behind my top four choice is a little bit different to what Faiz is. But I'll just repeat again.
Yeah,
To,
yeah.
to finish in fourth will be Liverpool, third, United, second, City, champions eventually will be Chelsea. So, why Liverpool to finish fourth? I think they've had a pretty quiet transfer market. I think it doesn't stem from the fact that they don't have money. I think it stems from the fact that Mr. Jurgen Klopp and his coaching staff, maybe they feel that it's not a need or it's unnecessary to shift the balance of the squad. I think they
True.
feel that they have the right amount of players, they have the right amount of quality and balance needed to push for a title challenge. And don't forget, they have Virgil van Dijk coming back. Of course, recently just signed a new contract yesterday, in fact.
Yeah.
So, um, you know, do to be very honest, the way I place the teams in terms of the ranking is based on the strength, the strength, and the quality of the sides.
Yeah. I
Do
mean, of
I
course, we're not
feel?
disregarding them like they're not fighting for the title.
Yeah,
This could be a four-horse race.
yeah,
Could be more than that.
true,
Yeah.
true. So I feel, Liverpool pretty quiet transfer market, but it could be a boost for them as well. But in terms of strength and quality, I don't think as of this season they match up to City, United, and Chelsea. Again,
Yeah.
Sadio Mane, I think, had a season to forget last season.
Yeah.
Mohamed Salah, he did finish it as the top scorer for them last season. Correct
Yeah.
me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But I think he's starting to fade away a little bit, maybe. Firmino, I won't say that he's inconsistent, but he's not the type of player that you would get the 20, 30 goals from. He's the type of player that links everybody else up.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a good season, but I think the surprise player for them will be Diego Jota. I think he's going to be big for them, for Liverpool this season. So moving on, third place, United. Of course, with the signing of Jadon Sancho, Rafael Varane, and I'm sorry, I forget whoever else that they signed. And then some players moving out, like Zibi and all those. Again, great signing. And after years and years, I think going back to the heydays of Manchester United when Sir Alex Ferguson was still around, if you look at the squad now, with the amount of quality players that they have, the big name players that they have, characters in the team, if you could compare to the last time that Sir Alex Ferguson had a squad when he last played against West Brom, to the squad that they have now, I think it's more or less similar. Maybe they're just one or two signings off, I feel. I think they still need an out-and-out striker. I still remember the times of Dwight York, Cole, Sheringham being around,
Yeah.
Ruud van Nistelrooy, Diego Forlan,
Yeah.
Eric Cantona. So I feel United, a strong United side, I wouldn't say they're not going to push for the title. I think they are, but a strong United side, we usually know a strong United squad, side that has a great striker, a great talisman up front. So, but great signing, very rich, Manchester United.
Yeah.
So second, City. Why I don't put City as a champions? Exactly what Faiz mentioned. I think they need to replace Aguero. They still have not done so. The rest of the squad is stacked. I think they have players in each, two players in each position. They're gonna mount. The top four is gonna mount for a title challenge for sure.
Yeah.
So,
It's gonna be a very exciting
but
season.
Faiz mentioned earlier the signing of Jack Grealish caused a little bit of confusion. Look, at the end of the day, he's a great player.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want to say great. He's still developing. He's a good player. He showed his qualities with Aston Villa. But again, recently we had that podcast with Mr. Jeffrey, and he brought out a good point, which I never thought of. In this modern era, clubs are not just buying football players as footballers; they're also buying footballers as a brand. Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish is, I think, now is the most famous English football player in England. I feel
Yeah.
he has that market. He has that market among the fans in England. It was proven, when the European run that they had when England were in the Europa 2000, Europa, I'm sorry, in Euro 2000. Every time that he stepped on the field, the whole stadium shook. So that's the pull that he has, and
Yeah.
we all know the issues that City have bringing fans into the stadium. Everyone knows that. So I think by bringing Jack Grealish into the squad, they are thinking about that. Of course, they are also thinking about the football, but they are also thinking about the other aspect of football, which is money, bringing fans into the stadium. But uh, you know, even if I think even if they bring in Harry Kane, I don't think they can still top whatever Chelsea has done, man. Look, Chelsea, what a machine. Roman Abramovich, we know he only wants winners. We know what he's there for. We know he wants to win titles. We know, he just wants to get the best of the players. He just wants to win. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to him sacking managers and whatnot. It doesn't matter to him as long as it gets the things done. Thomas Tuchel, pragmatic coach. Sometimes he shifts his system around depending on the matches and depending on the players that he has available to him. But I'm not even going to mention the signing of Romelu Lukaku, top scorer of the Serie A, because, just the fact that you mentioned the names that you mentioned earlier, Pulisic, Ziyech, Timo Werner, Havertz, Tammy Abraham, don't know whether he's going to leave or not. Romelu Lukaku, Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic. Dude, this squad is stacked. So reason to why I put them as champions is look at the football they play. The preseason, I saw a little bit of the preseason. The players are already sharp. They're already sharp. If we compare that to the match that we saw earlier between United and Leeds was a great example of players not being sharp at all. Totally opposite.
Yeah.
But the Chelsea players, they're right on. I think now they're leading 3-0. They're already right on there against Crystal Palace. So those are my choices, man.
All right. Now, Mr. JB, finally over to you. Your top four.
All right, let's go, man. Save the best for the last, yeah.
Yeah, save the best for the last.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna go it's difficult for me to say who's first, second, third, or fourth, lah. But
Yeah, just pick your top
roughly
four.
yeah.
Whichever position
So,
it may be, it's fine.
yeah. So for me, my four clubs that I want to be there at the top is of course the two Manchesters, United and City will definitely be there. Chelsea will definitely be there. As roughly mentioned by the both of you. The fourth one will be a surprise because I put Liverpool as fifth,
Yeah.
right? And Spurs as sixth. So who's number four? Well, it's definitely unpopular opinion, but I want to see Leicester in the Champions League. I really feel they deserve it. Although they blew it last season, only 1 point away. Wow, I believe that last season was quite disappointing for Rodgers because they were on top four for the longest time, I believe.
Yeah.
And they just blew it, I think, in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
Wow, I think that one really is like really a fall, like a huge fall. We're not talking from level 2, level 1. It's like a huge drop. So I feel that, enough is enough. Leicester, they have like keep on dropping points, going to Europa. I think this season is for them to shine, step it up. I want to see them on the Champions League, really. Give Vardy Champions League. I mean, I don't know Vardy personally or anything like that, but looking at him on the pitch, he seems to always give his 110%. Yes, people always talk about other English players because they are still playing in the England squad. And this guy, I think he already retired from the English squad, right?
Yeah.
But come on, if you're talking about the hardest worker, I mean, just looking at him in 90 minutes in the short matches that I saw for Leicester, I think he's the man, And then, as you mentioned, the other striker, what's his name?
Kelechi Iheanacho.
Yes, Nacho. Yeah, he's also coming to shine as well for Leicester. So I feel that, yeah, man. I mean, now's the time for them to get a Champions League spot. So I think they will probably finish fourth, hopefully. Yeah. So for me, I think third, a close third, I think would be City. I think Man City again, if provided they don't make any more signings lah. If let's say they stop at Grealish and they don't sign anyone like surprises like Kane or anyone, I think they may end up third.
Yeah, the transfer is still
Yes,
open, so
yep. I do believe that they have a quality manager. I mean, we all know Pep. The squad is pretty much the same, but again, uh, I believe Chelsea, United, and Leicester will definitely give them a run for their money. Won't be easy with Aguero's loss because Aguero is like one of my favorite players of the Premier League era, at least for the past 4, 5, 6 seasons. He has been the most consistent one. It's a shame that I believe nobody give enough credits to the South American players, especially the Premier League lah.
yeah, that's
So
true.
so I feel like he's a huge loss for the Premier League and for City. But of course, I mean with his age and all, that's a different topic altogether. Chelsea, as both of you mentioned, come on, they have the team, man. The team is just right there and there. It's just a matter of if all of them click, right? If all of them choose to, maintain injury free, like Captain America, Pulisic, and all this. If they can maintain injury free, Werner, Kante, Hakim Ziyech, Mason Mount, Jorginho, I mean, come on. Come on. They really have and they have the senior squad. They have Aspilicueta, they have Thiago Silva. I mean, it's great. And the coach, Thomas Tuchel, doesn't get enough credit. You see what he did in the Super Cup, right? I
Yeah,
mean, he literally made a sub, a very bold movement, something that I think
he did the
nowadays all the
Bengal
keepers.
in the World Cup.
Yeah, man. I mean, all the keepers these days, I don't know why in the Premier League or something, your ego is so high, is it? Just because you're in the starting 11, that doesn't give you the right to go like, okay, since I'm the starting 11, I call the shots, even if it's the penalty shootout. No. You know what I'm saying? That's how bold Thomas Tuchel is. He knows his game plan. He goes like, look, guys, I know the game plan. No disrespect to Mandy. You're doing fine, but come on, we need someone who can stop the shots. He conducts the training ground. He calls the shot, and rightfully bold enough, he called in Kepa, Mister Not So Popular, uh, to come in and do the penalty duties, and he did fine.
Yeah,
So again, I mean, once he did that, I was like, wow. I mean, you definitely need a manager who's bold enough. You
yeah,
know, yeah. I mean, so for me now is a chance for Chelsea to step it up. So for me, Chelsea can go a close second or perhaps win it. I'm gonna be biased. I want United to win it,
Ooh,
provided again. There's a clause there. Yeah,
all right.
you want to win the league, you can do it. But I agree with Harun Nasri. You need an out and out striker. You can't do it with Cavani. All right. We all know why United bought Cavani. It was a desperate buy. It was a temporary man. It was just a plaster to our striking problem. All right. And
Yeah,
I think recently I read an interview, I believe Ashley Young, our former captain, all right,
yeah,
who said it rightfully on. It was a mistake to let Lukaku go. All right. I don't know why we let them go. I don't know if it's because of Ole or something, because so far from the clubs that we see Lukaku played, he seems to like to go with clubs that have experienced manager, so probably he doesn't like the way Ole does it or whatever. But yes, ever since we lose Lukaku, we get rid of Zlatan as well. We don't have an out-and-out striker anymore.
yeah,
And we don't have that at all. Forget Greenwood, forget Martial. They are not the kind who will be consistent. You know what I'm saying? One season wonder probably, but we need an out-and-out striker. Your Van Nistelrooy, those kind of players. I mean, Cavani is doing very well as well. But of his age and all, PSG already gotten the best of him.
yeah,
He's not going to do the same as what he did in PSG. Those days are over. All right. So that's why I believe that if United want to win this season, we need to get a striker. We need an out and out striker, someone who just knows the box, someone who knows how to just play in the ball, just stay in. I mean, you just take a look at the game earlier today against Leeds. We are doing so well in the flanks. We have no problem bringing the ball in, but there's no one there.
yeah,
There's no one there. So, yeah. So if United want to win the Premier League, please buy an out and out striker. But sadly, again, I look at the rest of the world. It's not so easy to find this top and out striker at the moment lah. At the current moment.
Got a question actually.
Yeah.
If say example, even a question for five is off the cuff, don't have to explain, just one name. If say example, Harry Kane is not available in the market, United's case, who would you go for then, Mr. JB?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Because as you were speaking, I was
Yeah.
also, my brain was working. If say example, because everyone wants to go for Harry Kane right now.
yeah,
He's
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
right age, at the
yeah,
peak of
Yep.
his performance. If
Yep.
Harry Kane is not in the market and you,
Mhm.
I won't say desperately, you want a striker,
Yeah.
who do you go for? Top
Okay,
of your head.
for me at the top of my head right now, the only player I can think of is Kevin Lewin.
Oh,
Kevin Lewin.
yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Lewin. I think he's a diamond in the rough right now because in Everton
Yeah.
it's a bit of hit or miss. But I think with the right assist and he's an Englishman, I think you can definitely polish him up. So at the top of my
Great
head right
move.
now, I think looking at
It's a
it,
good
it's probably
shot. It's a
DCL.
very good shot.
Yeah.
And he just
Yeah,
scored a
probably this.
goal.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
I think
There
it's
you
a
go.
sign.
Yeah.
It's
So
a sign.
yep,
Yeah,
yep, it's a sign. I mean, and
How about you?
knowing United, we have a soft spot for Englishmen, so why not just go for?
Yeah. Well, yeah, actually, if you're talking about local Englishmen strikers, not many nowadays, but yeah, other than Harry Kane, like what Mr. JB says is true, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is one of it. But the first two names that come out to my head, which is not in English Premier League, but you can try and sign them, will be Icardi. Reason being because of ever since Messi joined, it's gonna be Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. Am I right to say that? Where does Icardi gonna play? We have no idea. Where does Angel Di Maria gonna play? He's gonna be replacing or rotating with them. So I feel like Icardi is gonna be the one that might be left out. And to be fair, he left Inter Milan only because of the hostility that's going on. He really need to get out from the country before he get killed there. So he joins PSG. So I think if you really want a striker, go get Icardi. If not, Paulo Dybala. I feel like Dybala has been overshadowed a lot by Cristiano Ronaldo himself. Is he really the best striker at the moment? I don't personally think so. Not really the best of season yet last season. I mean, personally, even Lewandowski, who is way more older than him, had a better season than him. But of course, it's two different leagues. But these two names comes to my head because I feel like they need a career progression. Because if they were to stay again, coming back off from their season, that's not really helping them in their career wise, they need to go. They need to try and re-establish themselves in a different club. That's the first two names that I got in my head.
I got a name. Maybe I think the most unpopular name that I think no one would expect this.
LSM play.
I recently, recently you guys, every one of us watched the Olympic finals, right?
Yeah.
Football. I think this player would benefit a club like United with the players that they have right now. Cunha, the striker, who's now playing for Berlin. Hertha Berlin, if I'm not wrong. The way that he moves, the way that he holds up play, the way he's not a Firmino type of player, and he's not the Diego Costa kind of player.
Yeah.
He's just his play. I haven't seen this kind of striker in a long time, and I think this player, if you guys can YouTube him up, search him up. I don't know his full name, but I know his name is Cunha, Cunha, Cunha or something. If that's how they pronounce it.
Yeah.
He's playing for Hertha Berlin. I tried to sign him up on FIFA 21. He cost about 70 million. So
Wow.
yeah, I think that player is suitable for what the United squad that they have now, and he's young as well. So yeah, we can move on perhaps, please.
All right. Well, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the Football Focus SG podcast. Do follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and check us out on Spotify. Do like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below. This is the question of the day for you guys. Well, we did talk about the relegation. We did talk about the top 6. But which club is the dark horse of this season? So that's the question of the day for you guys. I'm going to go first. The dark horse for this season. Well, to be honest, a lot of teams are very bogey kind of teams. They kind of go up and down. But the team to watch, I would say, even though I really wanted to say Aston Villa at first, but after seeing the result, but very interestingly, I'm still going to say Aston Villa. Reason why, how are they going to spend the 100 million from Jack Grealish that they got? The players that they spend on, Leon Bailey, and bringing back Ashley Young for experience, they have changed a lot. They have a lot of new faces. They have a much more decent squad than last season. So I would say they are going to be the dark horse. Sure, their first result may not going to be as good because I think Watford just win them. But I still feel like they are the dark horse. I still feel like they are the dark horse that could not just fight for the top 10, that may fight for the top 8 at least. Top 8 at least. So that's my choice, Mr. JB. Over to you. Question of the day: who's a dark horse of the Premier League?
Wow, tough. Dark horse. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. But I think I'm gonna go with Aston Villa. You know, because the signing they did, right? I think they got Danny Ings.
Yeah, they
Right?
got Danny Ings, Leon
Yeah,
Bailey, Ashley Young.
yeah. No, my ex-captain Ashley Young. So yeah, again, I mean, no one's gonna replace Jack Grealish, lah, to be honest.
Yeah.
But with the signings that they did and everything else, yeah, I really hope that they can do well. Although, yes, I agree with you, Faiz. They are losing right now. Let's hope that it's just a small hiccup in the long run. And yeah, definitely hope that they can do better, if they want to step up the plate. So yeah, that's my pick.
Yeah,
And Axel Tuanzebe is there as well. So come on, Axel.
yeah. Tuanzebe is there as well. And Harun Nazi, finally there.
My choice, unpopular opinion, I'm gonna go with Everton. I long for the day that Everton is the surprise package in English football, always finishing in the top 6. I think if you guys remember that with Mr. JB's favorite manager, Moise,
Yeah.
those were the days. Graverson, I still remember that squad last time. Fellaini holding up the ball,
Yeah.
Lukaku playing up front. I
Yeah.
long for the day that Everton breaks into the top 6. I think now if they want to break into the top 6, it's a little bit far-fetched. Bogey team to me, a team that finishes in the 7th or 8th position, make it up to the conference, UEFA Conference League. And, they have a great manager in them, Mr. Rafa Benitez, a Champions League winner, an experienced guy. They have Richarlison. Richarlison is actually playing in the match. Imagine that. He never takes a break. Last season, Olympic,
Great, man.
now
That is
playing
solid.
again. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not only speaking because of the match that is going on right now, but yeah, I just want Everton to do well. I'm not a fan, never have been, but I feel like, I'm not saying the rest of the clubs are not an honest club, but I think they're an honest club. I like the feel of Everton, and I hope they do well this season.
Right. With that being said, thank you guys again so much. And we hope to see you guys soon. Take care, everyone.